Angel Devon says, I thought we were resting. And I've seen a lot of comments like this. Not the majority of comments, but enough. And so I'm here to tell you the origin of Tori. Okay. I was born and raised in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, to be exact. I am a Hoosier, corn, country bumpkin, if you will. Okay. And I was fortunate enough to attend a prep school, all black. And then it became predominantly black, inner city school for kids that weren't rich. Okay, so I wasn't really born into knowing a lot of things. And if you're from the Midwest, then you also know that Black history really isn't taught on a large scale. Like, I was taught Black history because of the school that I attended. Once again, still had to do a lot of learning on my own outside. But it's really not taught like that. Like, going to HBCUs and stuff like that really isn't taught or forced. Like, you go to school, but no one is really discussing HBCUs. Okay. I didn't come to find out about HBCUs until my 11th, 12th grade year. Like most Black people, I had the realization of being Black as well, because I was a scholar. I graduated salutatorian of my class, and the amongst white people, I was othered, so I wasn't like other Black people, right? And that really didn't sit well with me because I'm Black. So what you mean I'm not like other Black people? I'm Black. This don't make no sense. Now, at the same time, I was also being taught, like a lot of other Black people, that Black people are violent, or Black people commit crimes, and Black people do this and Black people do that. And so because I couldn't reconcile the two, it took time for me to be able to better understand myself. Fast forward. Okay, I did apply to go to Howard University, but when I was going to school, a lot of the college institutions were switching from paper applications to digital. My stuff got lost in the sauce. I ended up having to go to a school that my parents chose, and I got an acceptance letter to Howard University 2 weeks after the other school started. Ooh, I wanted to go so bad. I had a plan, okay? I had a plan, and they didn't let me go. Long story short, but my folks did end up relocating out here to Virginia. And I ended up coming out here to Virginia in about 2012-ish or whatever. And so during that time, I always knew I wanted to be an attorney or something along those lines. And I had already gotten my associate's in behavioral science, and I was I had already completed my bachelor's of science in criminal justice. Okay, all the while learning a lot about Black history, learning a lot about how we make a difference as a people and as a community. And then Trayvon Martin happens. I'm in the middle of getting my master's in public administration, and I am glued to this case. I'm talking about daily news consumption, 24/7. Okay, checking my phone, reading articles. I was sat. And I just knew he was going to be found guilty. I knew it. When I tell you how my heart broke wide open, inconsolable, when that verdict came back, I was hot. I was pressed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Livid, incensed, if you will. Okay? And so I was like, all right, man, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Because now it seems as though we got to get active. So what am I about to do? All right. I always knew I wanted to make a difference. I always knew I wanted to do something great for my community. I always knew that I wanted to give back. I always knew that I was going to be a public servant of some sort, hence the attorney, right? But I ended up going the government route, because I was like, if we make laws, then we can make a change that way as well. And a lot of Black people are turned off by the government. And so I'll go govy, okay? So that was the goal. Ended up getting a master's in public administration with a postmaster's certificate in American politics. Now, while I'm serving, while I'm completing my degrees, I also did political commentary on CBN News. If you don't know what CBN News is, it's a conservative news network. I covered President Trump's first term on TV. I had a segment. And I was talking politics with people who really supported him. I'm talking about, this was during the kneel. Y'all remember when it was when it was going up over kneeling during the national anthem, Kaepernick, that whole situation? Yes. And so I'm not really new to like crazy comments and stuff like that because, you know, it was also on social media and people was tearing me asunder in them comments, child. But I stood on business. It is what it is. Okay. I always knew I wanted to live in Washington, D.C. I always knew that I was going to be working in the government in some capacity because that was always my goal, because my people needed it. And I knew that if I could help Black people, I would inevitably end up helping everybody else. Affirmative action. Black people helping Black people and inevitably anybody else, right? That's what we do. And so now, fast forward, I have made the transition to where I want to be able to live. I have proximity and the possibility of being able to do what it is that I want to do. And I am not lacking. For all intents and purposes, a lot of these policies that are going forth won't negatively impact me great enough besides mild discomfort. I am the middle class. I have no children. I have 2 dogs. Okay? I'm highly educated. And so therefore I'm afforded the opportunity and the ability to make decent money. Okay. So when it comes down to resting, I would just like to say that I never said I was going to rest. I never said that. Only because I was committed to being a public servant. Was, am, will be. I do believe that everyone else should take their rest. But those that are in government spaces and places, they really don't have the choice to rest because they are the ones that are still fighting on your behalf. Now, I don't really think that this is really doing work, so to speak, right? Because I'm not marching. I'm not getting out there. Are you kidding me? I'm not out there. But to be able to have an exchange of information, number one. Number two, provide a safe space for Black people. A lot of the people that have begun following me have been Black people, specifically Black women. I love you, the 92%. We are one. I too am a part of the 92. But if this is the least that I can do with my spare time to be able to affect change and make positive impact, I'll do it. It's worth that to me. My best friend says that I'm an optimist. I disagreed with her the first time she said it, but in case you haven't noticed from my videos, I am an optimist. I am. And there has to be optimists among us. And so, though my target audience is my people all the time, I am aware that because of community, by proxy, others will benefit. And I'm okay with that. I'm very glad that you all have decided to be able to engage in my content and share ideas and feel seen and feel heard. No, I don't feel like I'm obligated to have to teach other ethnic groups. However, I do believe that even the change of one person is worth the change. Because I am still the hope and the dream of the slave. And they worked hard despite all different types of adversity, and they gave their lives for someone like me to continue the forward progression. And so therefore I will continue.